more to us than the words we say, the games we play? Can we know that we're not dreaming? We have this feeling that we can't explain. Do this every day, but love will find its way. I feel your presence, but I can't help but notice that you are missing where I need you most. I'm so cold inside, but I can't stop this fever. You are a million miles away, but I can still feel you here. These seas will never drown us out. We're in this together. We're in this together. You are a million miles away, but I can still feel you here. These seas will never drown us out. But is there more than we can do? If we really wanted to, can we make this more than a you want me and I want you, but can I?
Good evening, everybody. Oh, it is Tuesday night, my friends. A brand new week, just coming off of a long weekend of no streaming, but lots of family stuff. I am nice and rested up, hopefully. I mean, about as rested up as I could ever be, I suppose. Oh, tea goes down the wrong pipe. Oh, hope everyone had a great weekend and is having a good start of their week. Oh, excuse me. Rest in peace, G4 TV. I saw what happened on Sunday there. But, you know, they were unfortunately unable to change with the times, as it were, my friends. Anywho, let us see if we can get into Test Drive Unlimited. Welcome everybody. Hope everyone is continuing to do well. I need to keep the mouse on this screen, and let's see if we can get into the game here. Turn this down. And audio up. We'll leave the music going. And controllers all ready to go. So good stuff all around. All right, yeah, now our new place. So I'll start right there. And our new house. So let me see here. Where do we want to go for some stuff to do? That is Group G, which I don't have any cars for. Group A, which I don't have any cars for. Helmut wants to go 9.6 miles. Need a Chevrolet for that. I don't have. Well, actually, I do have a Chevrolet, don't I? Yeah, because it's orange. So Chevy Trophy. What am I in right now? Am I in? No, I'm in a Cadillac. Chevy SSR. Group F. I don't know how well this is gonna work because it's a Group F car, but let's see what we can do here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, what's happening? Is this a broken, is this a broken event? Oh boy. Well, that's not good. No. Pause, can we pause? Yes, this is what happens when, like, the script breaks. I'm gonna have to quit and come back in again. That's strange. Because the patch that I have is supposed to fix all of those, all of the races that had problems. So I'm wondering if this is just one that never got fixed. We'll try it again and see what happens. Let's try that one again down here. Yeah, that one. Uh-oh. Yeah, this one is broken. Well, that sucks. That really sucks. I hope all the other ones aren't broken. I wonder if something... Steam did a weird thing today where it updated like twice in a row. I'm hoping it didn't like blow away patches and stuff. I don't even think... Actually, I don't even have this on Steam, so I don't think it's that. Patches are still definitely loaded because it says this patch there. So... we'll try a different race. Oh, hey, Saint, welcome. How am I playing this on Steam? I had the PC version of it that I bought on disc. And just made an image of it, so I'm using that. Plus, I think the patch version, like I have the disc version, and I think the patches kind of bring you down an additional version of it. So kind of a little bit. It's a mixture of both. Like there's a patcher that gives you the entire game because it's abandonware. And then I think there's one that like applies it to the CD, and I think I have like a mixture of both. Try to make it work. So that's what's going on there. But I'm hoping that that's the only event that's broken, because what happens is if you don't patch the game, all of the events are basically broken like that, where they just don't start. And that would be devastating right now if that's the case. Ferrari Day. What do we got here? C-Class. Mercedes-Benz. Let me just like zoom out a little bit and let's look around. Aston Martin. B Group. Tour of the Island Island, I do want to do at some point, but not right now. E group, I don't have anything for. D group, I don't have anything for. Dodge, I don't have any. Vehicle with 2 seats. Registration, I think I'm going to need to buy, how much money do I have? 128,000. Alright, let's buy a, what's the more popular one here? Group G, Group E. Well, let's buy a Group E thing. I want to find real estate here, and we got Lotus, Aston Martin. Alfa Romeo. Or Ferrari. I guess we'll go down to the Ferrari dealer. So can I get... This is a Group B one. Group B. Group C. Group A. Group D. I could at least get a Group D. Maserati. I think there was another event that required a Maserati as well. Sure, we'll just grab this one. And ball polished rims? Sure. Do I get the midlife crisis yellow? Maybe? Maybe. Yeah, you know what? Let's get the midlife crisis yellow. And... Wow, that's an ugly interior, all brown. And... I guess the blue... Blue and white. I mean, why not? If we're gonna be colorblind, let's be colorblind. Yellow outside, blue and white on the inside. Yeah, let's go for it. Not only we're gonna blow some minds, we're gonna blow some eyeballs. Let's go and see if we can find a nice little event for my new town car. Oh, we gotta look at challenges. That would be useful. Avenging Spirits. Alright, we'll go do these. We'll drive there.
Your itinerary is being recalculated.
Ooh. Ooh, she's feisty. She's a feisty one. There we go. Get a little wheel spin going.
At the next intersection, turn right. Turn right. Turn left.
There we go. Alright. We're on our way now. Yeah, so, little loopy there. There we go. So like I was saying, G4, man. Definitely could not find its footing in the world now, because everybody,
right.
like, there's not exactly a dearth of content when it comes to gaming.
Turn left.
Honestly, I feel like there might still be
Turn left.
a market for like tech TV. Although, I mean, everybody goes to YouTube now for their tech news as it is. But I feel like they could probably, like a live stream call for help thing might still be feasible. Or even a live stream like PC building stuff. I mean, since that's the latest rage. That might work. But I think as far as gaming is concerned, it's just too the market's too flooded for that. Unless you come up with something really super unique, and good luck on that one. You know, I mean, I suppose
Turn right.
there is a thought to say that, you know, you could maybe bring on personalities that are well suited for that kind of thing. You know, well-known personalities on the internet. But even then, it seems like it's, you know, if you were to kind of group them together in some kind of formats that they wouldn't normally be doing, maybe, but they're knowledgeable in, maybe you could do that. But I don't think you're kind of fighting an uphill battle there. But I think, like, tech-wise, if you're trying to, like, keep up to date on latest tech and everything like that, or even, you know, looking you know, taking a technical look at like new games and stuff like that, you know, frame rates and things like that. I mean, there are plenty of YouTube channels that do that, but that might be the one area where like a live stream could probably fit in there. But I don't, I mean, the one thing everyone tries to avoid is the live tech support for obvious reasons. But I mean, if you could pull that off, that would be definitely something that not a lot of people want to even tackle. So that would be cool. I don't know. I wish that this is one of those things where, you know, I see people doing a lot of really interesting content. You know, speed running, some deep dives on things, you know, stuff like that. And I get a little bit envious because I wish that, like, the only thing I really know is coding, and unfortunately it's one of the driest things I could ever do, right? It's like it's not really something that I could make interesting. I mean, I'm sure somebody at some point in time could make that interesting. I really can't, because it's just kind of, you know, kind of like writing a novel, right? You're just kind of sitting there trying to be inspired most of the times, or, you know, you're beating your head on the table trying to figure out why something's not working, only to find out that, you know, the last hour you've been missing a semicolon somewhere. You know, it's a very dry subject that really is hard to make interesting. And and that's what kind of bugs me, is like, it's the only thing I could actually realistically be an expert in. And I can't, for the life of me. It's not an entertaining thing at all. It's unfortunate, but, you know, still enjoy doing it. So I guess that's the moral of the story. Keep doing it if you enjoy it. Who cares if it's entertaining at the end of the day? But I could, but you know, along the same lines, like you know, maybe hardware reviewers doing maybe live hardware reviews. You know, testing the hardware live is probably interesting for some people. Obviously, there's a lot of people who tune into computers being made. I mean, heck, there's people that tune into, you know, people painting miniatures and stuff. Again, something else I wish I had an interest in. You know, because it's, you know, something interesting to watch usually. But oh well, I was not endowed with the gift of artistry. Just logic, and even that fails me. But I do think, I do think there's still, like, I think they stuck too closely to nostalgia, right? I mean, nostalgia was driving G4 for a bit there. But nostalgia will only get you so far, right? I mean, if you're just repeating the same things with lower quality than that other people are already doing, you know, it's a lot easier to, there's a lot more choices than, you know, than there are on cable anymore. A lot more choices on the internet. A lot more channels you can change to. But like I said, if they could have found, they had been more selective in their niche, maybe they would have succeeded better. It does suck though that most of the employees found out via Twitter. It seems to be the new thing nowadays. I mean, it's funny because, you know, you hear about these things, and I mean, those things aren't funny, but you hear about these things and you wonder to yourself, like, man, how could any company do that to their employees? And then I look back and I realize, like,
Your itinerary is being
something very similar happened, and it must be just like a small startup thing lately, because while ours wasn't, you know, the incident that I'm thinking of had nothing to do with like employment or anything like that, but rather we learned from essentially it wasn't even Twitter, it was a press release that the company I was working for at the time was releasing a brand new feature.
Your destination is 1
And
mile away.
you know, we're all sitting there. There's like 6 of us that were the entirety of the engineering staff. It was a very small company, and we're sitting there reading the press release talking about this brand new feature, and we're like, we've never even heard of this feature that's being promised. We're like, how are we going to release this new feature in the next release if we've never even heard of it? I'm trying to move. Not letting me move. I want to start my car again, please. Alright. Oh, and the game crashed. Well, that's fun. I got all the way there and the game crashes. Okay. Not only did I run out of money, but the game decided to just crash the desktop. It means it's going to put me all the way back here again. But hopefully it saved that I found that area. I can just fast travel to it, wherever that was. Maybe. Possibly. Maybe? Well, I don't know that I went that far. Where's this at? Sea level. I don't think it saved any of my drive over there. No, it definitely didn't. Yeah. Oh wait, maybe it did. No. Kart race. We'll just do that one. Lucky day. No restrictions. There we go. We have a driving thing here, so gotta stay on the road. I beat a minute 10. Oh boy. With all that tire spin I just got. Oof. No, definitely not going to get it. But I did get a lot of tire spin at the very beginning, so wasn't that far off, all things considered. 113. So let's do retry that. Let's try not to get as much wheel spin at the beginning.
3, 2, 1, go!
So far, so good. Around here. That corner. There we go. Wow. 111 already. Oof. And I had no penalties there. I still got a 113. Wow. Alright, well, we'll stick with second then. For now on that. Oh, it's going to crash again. At least it's saved. Okay. Try again. Okay. Let's see what we got around here. No restriction, but hairpins. 5 miles through hairpins. Timed. Rough. The Chevy Trophy is the one that's broken. There. Damn it, 100,000, like $99,999. You couldn't pay me $1 more for 100,000, huh? 90,000 for him. He's 10 miles. How far does he want to go? 20 miles? Alright. It takes... Oh, it's... I gotta take his car 20 miles. Okay. Alright. So, no time limit. Just get it there in one piece. Beauty,
At the
though.
next intersection, turn right.
It is a beauty.
Turn right.
There we go. Put up some cash. Some cash money. Do. That guy would be stopped right in the middle of the freaking road. I'll stay over on the curve here. Took $8,000 off for that little tap. Bunkers, I say, bunkers. Okay. Very good. So I'm on the fence about the Gotham Knights game. I hear that it's like I have it on my wish list. It's gonna be the usual $50. You know what? I feel like let's restart this because we're already down to 85 grand on that. I want to get as close to 100 grand as I can. We're not that far along anyway.
At the next intersection, turn right. Turn right.
Oop, that was pretty close. Anyway. Yeah, so we're gonna get Gotham Knights game. I'm interested in trying it out, but I'm kind of like waiting now because I know the PC version's supposed to be 60 FPS. The console versions are 30, and there's a lot of mixed signals as to what the game's going to be like and how playable it's going to be and all that stuff. So I'm kind of just waiting on that one. I want to play it, but at the same time, I feel like if it's got the kind of bad press it's already got, then if I wait maybe a month, it'll probably be half price. Which is a hell of a thing to say, but it's like, you know. Far too often have I paid the full price for something only for it to drop down to by half or more, you know, a few weeks later because it wasn't well received. And given the fact that I got a lot of other things on the plate too, it seems reasonable to just let that one breathe for a little bit. At some point I do want to, I mean, I've got Spider-Man on PC. I do want to revisit that because I did 100% that on PS4. So I do want to revisit that on the PC. Well, at least the main, 100% the main story. The DLCs, I did one of them and then I gave up on the other one because there was a mission that was just wickedly hard that I just couldn't deal with. I just rage quit on it. But I would like to revisit all that and go back and do that. And then I think the follow-up, Miles Morales, I think is coming out, I want to say at the end of the year, but I'm not entirely sure. I think I have it on the wish list. So I haven't played that at all, so I do want to jump on that on the PC if I can. So, see how that goes. I've been looking at a lot of these FPGA things. Mr. is a example of one where they are programmable hardware boards, and this is for like classic game consoles and stuff. And basically the boards. Tried, but we got a little squirrely there. The hardware boards can emulate the hardware registers and commands, you know, the bytecode and all that stuff. Not all bytecode's not really the real thing. The assembly code of the hardware. So it's basically you have an emulator, but it's a hardware emulator. So you can say, I want to reconfigure my board to be a PlayStation 1, say, and it will, the hardware will actually.
Dispatch 11 to all Adam units, be on the lookout for a Pontiac. Driver has priors for traffic
invisible car. That was fantastic. Got robbed there. but the like the hardware actually emulates like PlayStation 1's hardware, so you could theoretically pop in a PlayStation 1 disc, and it wouldn't know any different. It would just play as though it was, you know, real hardware. Depending on how well they've modeled the hardware in the, you know, in the reprogramming. Because again, you kind of download this like programming ROM that kind of tells the hardware how to emulate stuff. So it's really relying on, you know, whether or not they modeled the circuitry correctly and all that stuff. I've been looking at some of that stuff, and one I was just looking at in particular today was for SNES. It's actually not a like, so Mister is like the generic board that you can theoretically buy, although with the hardware crunch being the way it is, good luck. And that like is completely custom. You can make it into whatever you want, and you can reconfigure it into whatever you want. But then they have boards that are already configured. There are companies that sell these like already configured boards that for a particular console, and there's one for the Super Nintendo that I was looking at today, and it's coming out on the 28th. It's like the name of it, like NES something or NST or something like that. I forget exactly what the name of it was, but they basically print, you know, one of the boards, and they put it inside of a case that looks like a Nintendo case, and you can got a, you know, disc cartridge or the cartridge slot and everything. You can actually take your old SNES cartridges and plug them in there, and then and I think it only has a cartridge slot. So what you can do is, and I've already ordered one to see what it's like. You can get a flash cart, which basically looks like a regular SNES cartridge, but you slide an SD card into it, and that will, it's got like a little kind of sort of a little bit of an emulator on it that emulates the various hardware that would be on a cartridge based on what files you load in, and essentially you can, you know, if you can find a ROM, and good luck doing that, you can basically play it as though right on real hardware. So I'm gonna dip my toes into that area and see what it's like. It ends up being a heck of a lot more money than just buying a real console. I mean, like the flash card itself was like $265 or something, and it's on, like, it takes 2 months for them to actually create it, because they only create them when you order them, so you have to wait for it to be actually built and all that stuff. So I'm just curious. I'm kind of dipping my toe in it to see what it's like, because I was looking at the Mister stuff and stuff, and I've always been fascinated by the game emulation things. Just something. It's one of those like brain worms that I have, because I've here and there I've dabbled in actually writing an emulator. I've thought about, and not just like a normal emulator will just take like an NES file or something and just like emulate the clock timer and, you know, 6 megahertz processor, 6502 processor, and all that stuff, and try to get all the timings right, and you'll emulate all the the picture buffers and things like that. I was actually looking at just trying to basically do a cross compiler. So take all the 6502 instructions and compile them into essentially, well, translate them essentially into bytecode and run them on as though they were compiled for like the PC. So you would run, so if the game, so for instance, if you think of like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, for instance, on the NES, famously ran at 30 FPS because it was not programmed very well. And if you were to take that today, I mean, if you were to do like a proper emulator, you would make it run at 30 FPS, and it would have all the same slowdowns, including all the audio slowdowns and everything else, and the flickering images and everything that they would do to kind of make it work in the hardware if you're trying to emulate the actual hardware. But if you take that and just kind of cross-compile it into something for a modern system, you know, suddenly you can now, you don't have any of the flickering. You can potentially, like if you do some algorithms, you could potentially have like an HD picture if you wanted to, do some fractal nonsense. A lot of math, but basically math your way into having an HD upscaled picture kind of thing. And you know, essentially have something that, like, this is what it would have looked like if it was compiled on a PC kind of thing. To me, that's more fascinating. I know people are very hot on the preservation. You preserve something as it was, and I agree wholeheartedly on preservation. I think we don't do nearly enough of it with like MMOs and stuff. Like, there should be server emulators out there right now for all the MMOs that have been shut down, and there really aren't.
At the next intersection, turn right.
But
turn right.
I also kind of, just as a means of like a what if kind of thing, like I've always thought, like, wouldn't it be interesting, like, what would, you know, Super Mario Brothers look and feel like if it had been built for the PC, you know, that kind of thing. So I don't know, maybe one of these days I'll get back to that as a hobby. It's one of those things where it takes a lot of effort, and if you get as easily distracted as I get, you end up throwing a lot of things on the back burner. Let's see. Do another delivery here. This one's only 10 miles. It's along the coast. They're easy money. Relatively easy money. I mean, they would be more easy money if I wasn't so impatient. Be careful with the bumps here too, because sometimes they'll ding you for bumps, like going over a hill too fast kind of bumps. Anyway, that's something I've been kind of looking at here and there. I have a lot that there's just a lot, like a little bit of my curse, right? Which is, brain is always wandering. Can I pause for a second here? I gotta take some tea, I forgot. Gotta add the tea here, and it's starting to get cold. Yeah. Constantly cursed with, like, I have all these ideas in my head for things I want to do, and it's impossible for any one person to do all of them in their lifetime, you know what I mean? Like, there are days when I wish I could kind of just make time pause for a little bit just so I could get half the things in my brain out on paper, or at least start it in some fashion. It's not happening anytime soon, though. Let's restart. I had a feeling it was getting away from me there. I was trying to, some of the things I was trying to do, like the other night I was sitting watching, I was lurking on Glimish, and I was like, you know what, let me see if I can, you know, there've been more, there's an ongoing bug where streams just randomly refresh. The whole page refreshes and the stream kind of resets. If you're like if you have like a mature mode on, it can be a little bit annoying because you have to click that button again to say that yes, you agree to watch a mature stream, that kind of thing, which is something else that we can kind of fix as well. Like, I think it'd be safe for us to remember your choice there for a little while, you know, 24 hours or something. I think that's fair. So you don't have to hit that constantly, but it doesn't solve the underlying problem, which is why is the page sometimes refreshing. And so I was kind of just sitting there with the DevTools open, browser DevTools open, you know, watching some streams, and I managed to catch it happen. I managed to be there while it happened. Still can't figure out what's going on there, because essentially it looked like the WebSocket that we have open just kind of died and refreshed, and when it refreshed, it popped me over from one ingest to one video, yeah, I guess ingest, to another. So like I was on New York and then suddenly it popped me over to a different one. But I don't think, I don't know that that's the actual issue. Like I don't know, I don't think it's a negotiation thing where, you know, whenever you're automatically swapped from one node to another, that it's doing that. I have a feeling it's something else. And that's just kind of just one of the symptoms, is that you end up on a different video node or video endpoint. So I don't know, I couldn't quite figure it out. I did see the Cloudflare popped in for a second there to give us like an HTTP 101 status, which is what they use to kind of make sure that you're legit like you're a legit browser and you're not just like... Cloudflare is...
Turn left.
Oh, wow, that was a quick turn. Cloudflare is basically a service that tries to help websites from getting DDoSed and whatnot. So they'll constantly monitor connections to make sure that they're legitimate and stuff like that. So they'll do things like send an HTTP 101 request that a regular browser will process correctly and send you off to the correct endpoint, whereas a bot maybe not, maybe wouldn't. That kind of thing. They try all kinds of little tricks, but I'm wondering if, like, they have a whole section on their site about WebSockets and how they handle WebSockets and stuff. And they say they're transparent with them, but I'm wondering if maybe there's some, like a WebSocket that's open for a certain amount of time is somehow triggering maybe their something in Cloudflare that's causing it to kill the connection or something prematurely, and then that's causing a full refresh of the page or something to that effect. Don't know. Don't really know. I mean, it's an open connection, so it really shouldn't, you know, the connections are all keep alive, so it shouldn't be doing that, but
At the next intersection, turn left.
you know,
Turn left.
I've had problems like in day job with Amazon where they were on a keep alive connection. They were actually killing. They were doing like a half closed kill on the connection. So essentially, whenever you close a connection on the web, an HTTP connection, a TCP connection, really. You're supposed to notify the other side that you're closing the connection. Like, the servers are supposed to talk to one another and be like, "Hey browser, I'm closing this connection," or "Hey server, I'm closing this connection. Don't use it anymore." That kind of thing. But Amazon, for whatever reason, doesn't do that. It just closes the connection and then doesn't inform the other side that the connection is closed. So you still think, if you're pooling connections, which is most people do, because opening a connection from scratch is more expensive than just keeping it open and just putting it in a pool and then letting your different threads hit those connections that are open on the pool. You'll basically, the pool doesn't know that the connection's bad, and so it'll give it back out to another thread, and the thread will try to use it, and it'll be closed. You know, it'll get rejected by the server. So I'm wondering if something similar, I mean, we're not using Amazon, but I'm wondering if something similar is happening with maybe Cloudflare or something like that, where it's closing the giant hairpins. Let's take that one on. Where it's closing the
Your itinerary is being recalculated.
connection on us and not informing us that it's closed the connection. And that's causing it to, you know, the thread is trying to hit the connection and it's like, oh, it's gone, and then it retries and ends up popping over to another, like, it ends up getting a new WebSocket session, which then ends up refreshing the page and all that stuff. I don't know if that's what's happening, or it seems like it's a low level thing that's going on. Or it could just be some rogue event that we're sending that is forcing a full page reload. Because the Phoenix server does, like, it tries to determine how much of the page it's supposed to, like, it tries to patch pages, which means it takes a section of the page and tries to patch it with new data. But it does it by doing a diff between what was there and the new HTML that's supposed to come out onto the page. And then, you know, it says, oh, okay, this is the section that I need to, this is the section that's different, so this is the section that will be patched. And it's possible that there's just something going on where that diff is showing the whole page needs to be refreshed, and so just do a full page refresh. I don't know why that would be, but you know, there could be some event that we're triggering occasionally that is just causing enough difference on the page that it is seeing that the whole page needs to get refreshed and reload it. So I don't know. That one's going to be an interesting one to track down. I don't think I can. Like, I don't know enough about the internals of Phoenix to do anything other than to like really poke and prod at it, or get more data out of it. But if I could, that's the thing, right? Like, this is one of those things where it's very, I think the, you know, regular rank and file normal people who are out there using websites and everything else don't realize how important it is for the devs to be able to reproduce something, right? Because if I could reproduce the issue locally, then I could have like debuggers open, I could be looking at the log files, I could have all kinds of tools attached to it and just kind of watching it step through code and everything like that. But not being able to reproduce it locally just makes it so super difficult to figure out what's happening with it. That's often why you'll see, like, when games and stuff ask for bug reports, they'll ask you for, like, be as detailed as you can, because the more detail you put in, like, what steps did you take before you did this? What did you do after you did this? You know, did you try a few different iterations of it? Because all that helps for the devs to be able to, like, reproduce the conditions that you're in. And it's one of those things where if you can, as a dev, if you can reproduce the bug, you can fix it, because you can see it broken, you can change some code and see it fixed, and then you know that you know, reasonably know that you've actually fixed the bug, you know. Otherwise, all you can do is kind of guess, and a lot of times that you just end up changing some code that ends up not doing anything at all to help, you know. But oh man, it's going to be a thing. Once I get this co-streaming stuff to a state where I can start to actually wrap it up, which is going to be a while. It's going to be a thing. How's that coming along? It's so yesterday I finished the second layout, the What layout am I calling it? It's the carousel layout is relatively finished. It looks decent enough. I mean, it's not exactly as functional as I wanted it to be, but it'll be functional enough. So I got that sort of looking okay in both widescreen and regular size. So that's good. That means I can kind of just hopefully go relatively quickly through the other layouts, because they're all kind of iterations on ones I've already done. And they don't require any additional JavaScript or anything like that. So that's good. We're at a point where I can kind of get some of that done. With that said, it's still like all the settings pages are broken right now. I have to fix them. I have to provide a way to upload CSS for the custom CSS stuff, which in and of itself is not difficult, but what I want to do is there's a library that I can run. I need to verify that what you've uploaded is actually CSS and not like JavaScript or something malicious. So there is a CSS library that does some checks to make sure that your CSS is good and format and all that fun stuff. Oh, that was an interesting that was an interesting launch. So I need to integrate that, and then there's a few other things like having a preview of what's going on.
Turn left.
On the settings page and stuff like that. And once have I got? I'm almost to 5,000 lines. Almost. We'll be getting there soon. Am I happy with where it's at? I'm optimistic. Let's put it that way. I wish I was further along, honestly. Yeah, it's like I wish I was further along than I am. I spent a lot of time trying to get like this customization stuff working. But I think it's worth it. Had I not done that, I might be a lot further along, but I still think it's worth it in the first release to have that, because it's something that no one else does. My concern really is just
your destination is 1.5
whether or not the whole thing is going to actually work in practice. You know, that's my big concern, because I'm having trouble locally getting just one video to run in our to run reliably.
Your itinerary is being
One stream locally to run reliably in our setup. And it's just because all the different pieces just take up a lot of CPU and everything. So I'm trying to separate all of them onto different computers so I can see.
You have reached your destination.
Maybe I can get it to work properly. All right, let me back up. Why won't you let me back up? Here we go. I think that's really the big challenge right now is figuring out a way locally that I can get everything set up to run 6 streams, like separate them out onto other computers such that I can get 6 streams to actually run, and I can check the performance. I think this just crashed. a hard crash too, isn't it? Yep. I wonder if I have that command still in my command prompts. Kill. Don't. Where's my notepad? There we go. Kill misbehaving. All Control C. Right here. Shift insert. Boom. There we go. That is such a useful command. So S kill S equals not responding. Boom. Kills everything that's not responding. That's good. Alright. Does mean though it didn't. It looked like it's saved, but I don't know if it managed to fully save. So yeah, that's kind of where it's at. I'm definitely sticking with it's probably going to take me until January to get it fully before it's ready for prime time, where it's ready to have a pull requests and all that stuff. It's a good distance off. Oh, it didn't save anything. Yikes. Alright, well, what we can do. Let's add a GPS location
Your
there.
itinerary is being recalculated.
And then I could try and teleport down to here. Like the closest thing, right? There you go. We have 10 miles to go. That's fine. So yeah, I mean that's where I'm at. I would feel better if I could get it to work properly in my local sandbox.
At the next
Then at least there would be hope. At least there would be hope that it would work fully when released. So we'll see. There's a lot more of that to go, and then there's that's all just kind of happy path stuff. I still need to handle what if someone's connection drops for a little bit, and make sure it doesn't tear down the whole page, and stuff like that. So there's quite a bit. I think though.
At the next intersection, turn right.
I think I'll probably put out a video of just the prototype though. Once I get these other layouts done, and if I can get a good test with a lot of streams running, I might do that. 'Cause I definitely want to get. I want to get some kind of like status report out there. So people know that it's still going, it's just going very slowly. But I have to button some things up first or do that. It doesn't have to be perfect, because I'm not gonna. It'll be like a short video, because I want to put it out on Twitter, and I'll probably just keep it limited to what the streaming page looks like.
Turn right.
with the different layouts and things. So, and I can just say, you know, hey, this is a prototype. We'll see what happens. Honestly, it's just one of those things where I'm kind of hoping that the coming holiday season will give me some... I mean, I'm definitely going to have a bunch of time off from work, and I'm hoping that my brain is in the right frequency where I can kind of sit down and just binge on Glimish stuff. Because I know right now I'm kind of... It's a little bit more difficult because we have our year-end release in November. So I'm in the process of finishing a few things up for my day job. And that's taking like a little extra time here and there. So we'll see. I mean, that takes priority because that's that's what puts food on the table. But it also means that a lot of nights I'm just not in the... I'm just drained, you know, just not in the mental capacity to switch gears. If nothing else, I really want to get the CSS that I've written out there, because it's pretty terrible. And it's one of those things where I think it's going to be terrible enough that it's going to trigger somebody who really knows how to do CSS enough that they're going to be motivated to fix it. And I think that would be fantastic, because I'm just terrible at it. People who do so many good things, so many cool things in CSS, and I'm like, why can't this work? Why is this not lining up properly? Like, despite having two layouts quote unquote finished, there's still things on those layouts that don't line up. And I'm kind of gonna leave it that way, because I'm hoping if enough people notice it, they'll maybe pitch in and fix it. Which is a hell of a thing to say, but it's like I am so bad at it, and I'm not getting any better at it despite all the practice. I even debate it. Like, there's a YouTube video, 11-hour YouTube video that gives you a full course in CSS. I was even debating just watching that one day to see if I could actually grasp something for a change. As much as I've used CSS over the years, I still struggle mightily with it. Maybe they'll explain it better in a way that that my brain can actually handle it.
Destination is 1 mile away. Your itinerary is being recalculated.
Though I'm not hopeful.
Your destination is a half a mile away.
The worst thing about it too is, like, there's so many good suggestions out there right now on building Glimish that I could probably sit down and knock out
You have reached your destination
in a few weeks. And I'm too afraid to even attempt it, because I don't want to stop my progress on the co-streaming.
3, 2, 1, go!
because then I may not ever go back to it if I stop my progress. That's just the way my brain works. Checkpoints 335. Jeez Louise. No driving meters. That's good. I can cut corners. Potentially. Go. Oh, we're not kidding about the hairpins here. For Christ's sake. Really? Oh. Let's just restart there. Getting stuck where you have to reverse is just death.
3, 2, 1, go!
But in the meantime, because I can never focus on one thing at a time, I've also been continuing to do some research on some other Glimmage related stuff. I think one of the projects I want to do is make an app for Roku and Amazon Fire Stick, and maybe even Samsung Smart TVs, but we'll have to see. I haven't really done any research into those. I was looking into what it would take to do Fire TV, which just runs Android, so that looks fairly straightforward, and I'd probably do it just in Java because I could knock it out faster that way rather than Kotlin or something. But I was looking at all the different, reading between the lines of what you have to do to get it approved for the store and all that stuff, Amazon. And it definitely, at least the Amazon version, definitely wouldn't have any support for donations or subscriptions or anything, because Amazon insists that if you do any kind of in-app purchases, you have to go through their API, which then means that they track how much someone's spending, and they take, and here's where it's kind of weird, they're very unclear about whether it's an 80-20 split or a 70-30 split. Either they take 20% or they take 30% of all those purchases. So that would have to be something that would if we ever did it, we would have to talk to the community about how they felt about that. Because in theory, if Amazon takes 30%, since Glimish is 60/40, technically speaking, like a $5 subscription, you could do, like Glimish could take 50 cents of it still. But whether or not, I mean, normally Glimish needs about 94 cents for server infrastructure and stuff, so whether or not I could get by on 50 cents from those things, and I mean 50 cents, and then it would still be $3 that the streamers would get, so there wouldn't be any penalty there. Wow, we actually almost got first place there. Maybe I'll try that again. I don't know that I'm going to do better than I just did, but let's try it. It wasn't that far off, honestly.
3, 2, 1, go!
That was one thing I was looking at. The other thing I wanted to look at was whether or not Roku has charges for in-app purchases. I imagine they do, but I wanted to see if they have stuff set up for it or whatnot. There might be a situation where, you know, the Roku app allows you to do subscriptions and things if they don't take a cut of it. I can't imagine they don't, though. And Samsung, I have no idea. I assume Samsung smart TVs are running some version of Android, probably. So I'd have to look into those. And then, of course, everyone wants to know, like, when's there going to be a console version? And honestly, like, Xbox version, like, I could definitely do an Xbox, like, I could do a Universal Windows app. Not in Java, really, but I could do one in C# or something like that. And that would work by and large, but it wouldn't have, like, it would just be for viewing. It wouldn't have streaming capabilities because they lock down the APIs for those. Microsoft does. Now, that said, I believe I read somewhere, and I have to actually look again, but I believe I read somewhere that Microsoft lets you do custom RTMP. So it may be that we're already supported on, as far as streaming on Microsoft goes, if you can do a custom RTMP, or even if you can, like, maybe we can submit something to them to add us to their list or something like that. Assuming Twitch doesn't have an exclusivity clause with Microsoft. But I have to go find that, because I swear I read something like that where you can do it. I know you can do it, I think, on Game Bar on Windows. But I don't know if you can do the custom RTMP on the console or not. I get the feeling like you can't, because that would be something that everyone would support out of the gate. But who knows? Do some research into that. And Sony is super traditional. Like, the reason... Oh, you got Assassin's Creed sword? Oh, nice. Cool. Cool. Yeah, I think when I thought of that again, I think the dynamic resolution thing was what was causing all my issues. Yeah, you limit the frames, yeah. Well, Well, that time it got even worse. We got third that time. Oh well. Does that show up as me having second place there? Yeah, second place is the biggest I got. Alright, that's fine. Let's do another delivery mission. GPU is going nuts. Oh, with unlimited frames, yeah.
Go!
Well, that's good. So at least that's working for you. Because I remember I had like something similar.
At the next intersection, turn left. Turn left.
I wish I could figure out what, like, the Assassin's Creed games, all the more modern ones, give me a problem with my monitor, where on my monitor I see, every so often I see a flicker, like a screen tear, but it's a flicker at the bottom of the screen. And when I look back at the recorded footage, it doesn't look like it's coming through on the recorded footage. So I'm wondering if it's just a monitor thing. Like maybe the monitor frequency is off or something. But I've been getting that, and it's only the Assassin's Creed games that I get that on. No other games have given me that problem. So I don't know what it is about those, what they're doing differently. And it's not like I don't have HDR turned on or anything like that because the monitor doesn't support it anyway. So I don't know what's up with that. But it's literally only Assassin's Creed. Like Assassin's Creed Origins, Odyssey, Syndicate had it. A few others before that. Rogue, I think, had it as well. It's like an ongoing thing. That's the other thing too. I need to probably end of November, maybe December, start Valhalla, because I would like to be all caught up before the next Assassin's Creed comes out. I don't know if it has a subtitle yet. I think it's still called Assassin's Creed Red. I don't think it has an official subtitle yet. But I really want to play that when it first comes out next year. Assuming it's going to be next year still, and not delayed. Which will mark the first time I've played an Assassin's Creed game that's brand new. And not just, you know, catching up. So I'm honestly surprised I've like when I first put out the challenge to myself to go through the entire series, I didn't think I was gonna make it. But I did. Okay, Saint. A good work day. Okay. Zip on through there. 4 miles left. Oh, a little scrapey scrape. Little scrapey scrape. We're gonna have to restart. We're down to 60 grand.
Go!
Damn my impatience.
At the next intersection, turn left. Turn left.
I was thinking too, I wonder. So, one of the sites that I used to stream to for years is called Caffeine TV. One of the things they did was they had a license with Fox Sports,
Turn left.
where you could, certain games, you could restream them with commentary and stuff. Because they had like a license to do it. And I don't know how long, the license didn't last very long. I think it was only like a year or so. But I was wondering, like, I wonder what that would look like. Like, if Glimish were to try to get a, like, speaking specifically about sports, because that's, I think, one thing that would lend itself to, that would be, I think, pretty popular. Let's put it that way. I wonder if that's a thing that could actually be, I mean, I'm sure the license probably wasn't cheap. Then again, maybe there is a cheap license out there. I don't know. What was making me think about this, first of all, we're, talking about, on Building Glimish, about the license stuff. Making sure people have proper licenses before they rebroadcast things. But the other thing that I was thinking about was of all things, because I was watching Riff Tracks, which is by a couple of the guys who did Mystery Science Theater 3000, and I was remembering that they had like a behind the scenes kind of documentary kind of thing talking about Mystery Science Theater 3000. They talked about how they got licenses to do the movies. Like they had a preservation library that they were able to license some of those old movies from at a very reasonable rate, because obviously they were like basic cable and shoestring budget and that kind of thing. And I wonder if something like that still exists out there. Like, can you actually get, I mean, even if it was just like, I don't know what it would look like. I mean, try to get one for an entire site might be impractical, but like, even for just an individual, are there things like that where you can kind of get a relatively cheap license to rebroadcast some things and do some commentary? Because I was also thinking about, what is it called? Is it Peacock? Is it called, or something? There's some kind of network that shows old shows like Mission Impossible TV series and MacGyver and all those like really old TV series and stuff. And they're free with and then you can also get a subscription to them and all that stuff. But they seem to do pretty well with like, I mean, obviously the stuff that they're showing is like old stuff. They seem to be doing pretty well and not like having to up their rates or anything like that due to content prices and things. I'm wondering if that's how viable that is, because I would love, like, I know on Star Trek Day a couple Twitch streamers will stream like Star Trek Next Generation and stuff like that, but they can only do certain things. And I would love to just kind of have like a Star Trek night or something where I could just sit down and rewatch good classic Star Trek and commentate on it and all that stuff. I have no one of those things where it sounds like it's feasible, but at the same time I have no idea where to even look where to even begin to look for something like that. Like what query do I type into Google to say, find me some cheap licenses for old TV shows. It's something I've thought about. Maybe one of these days I'll stumble onto something interesting. No, we're down to 74 grand. That one nasty little curve there. I don't feel like going all the way back to the beginning though. We're 2.5 miles to where we need to be.
Turn right.
Okay. Turn completely around here. Oop, not completely around. That is do not enter territory. Try it this way. That's a tricky turn. All right, well, it was a little bit of damage here and there. We got 72 grand for it. Let's see. Fatal Attraction. 15 grand for 14.3 miles. Group D. Alright.
Your itinerary is being recalculated. At the next intersection, turn left. Turn left.
Okay.
At the next intersection, turn left. Turn left.
Oh, these guys are getting a little frisky there. Oof. Man, I'm tired. Tired, friends. Might end a bit early tonight, maybe. A little bit here. Probably maybe around 11.
Your destination is 2 miles away. Your destination is 1.5 miles away. Your destination is 1 mile away.
I haven't been keeping track of game releases as much as I normally do. I know I've seen a bunch of emails for stuff on my wish list that are like, this is now available, this is now available, this is now available.
Your destination is a half a mile away.
I have not had a chance to actually process any of that information.
You have reached your destination.
Oof. All right.
Three, two, one, go!
6:35 we're gonna do. 8 checkpoints. And we have a driving thing too. I gotta be clean. Stay on the road. Yeah. We're still doing okay here. So, speaking again about the Gotham Knights thing, I was thinking about maybe at some point actually playing some of the Arkham games. Arkham Asylum and all those things. I've not played any Batman Arkham games at all. I guess really any Batman games other than like the Telltale Batman game. So interesting to probably jump into that.
At the next intersection, turn left. Turn left.
All these years later, you know, to see what it's like. because it's another one of those, Assassin's Creed. I wasn't sure when I started my Assassin's Creed playthrough if I would like the games or the series. I end up really liking them. And I get the feeling like maybe the Arkham series is going to be the same way, where I'm really not sure going in, but then like maybe after the first game I'll be like, yeah, no, let's keep doing this, and try to get through the whole series. Maybe we'll see. That's another one kind of on my list of things I'd like to try to accomplish. On the road. Sharp turn. Sharp turns here.
At the next intersection, turn left. Turn left.
Got another turn coming up.
At the next intersection, turn left. Turn left.
I could afford to take that one real slow because I think we're ahead of the curve here. That being said, they're going to give me a nice curvy road here for the last checkpoint. We have to beat 635. We need to do 3.2 miles.
At the next intersection, turn right. Turn right.
There we go. Straight course here. Very end.
At the next intersection, turn left. Turn left.
Two miles and 20 seconds. Oh boy. Wow. I don't know if this is gonna work. Straight course. Topping out 160 miles an hour. Oh, we're already past 635. Damn. I didn't have quite as much time as I thought I had back there. Wow, we're way off. 654, 66, 8, 9. Wow. Gotta do 638. Or 635, I mean. Oof. Alright, let's retry that, because maybe I could do it, because we were doing pretty good there. It's just...
3, 2, 1, go!
I think I just needed to push a little bit harder. spots. Yeah. They put these like gentle curves in there that you think are sharp enough that you're going to go flying off, but probably aren't. Maxed out at 170. Oh, no, 171. This goes to 180. Maybe not. 172.
At the next intersection, turn left. Turn left.
Damn it. It just got away from me there. Gonna be a huge penalty too. It's only like 50 was the top on the driving thing instead of 100. So that's gonna hurt a lot. No, that's not gonna work. It's not gonna work at all. It was the one curve I really did need to slow down for.
3, 2, 1, go!
Okay. Nope. Try again. Had a good, relatively good start there too.
3, 2, 1, go!
Yeah. Okay. Alright, this will be where we can get up to full speed here. Alright, so far so good. This checkpoint here. Halfway point. 213.24.
At the next intersection, turn left.
Nope. That is that. Let's retry. I held on a little bit too long there. I knew I was going to hold it too long. And I did.
3, 2, 1, go!
No? This will be my last attempt here for the night. I think I'll pack it in after this one. Just because a little tired, a little bit. Hard to get back in the saddle after you've had a little bit of a break over the weekend and everything.
At the next intersection, turn left. Turn left.
A little bit of a tumble there. That's not good. See if we can make that up. This is what I mean by like really good laid out courses in an open world racing game, because the road is got these like little bit of like difficulty areas. Like it's got a lot of straights, but then it's got these areas that come up on you fast that are tricky, very tricky, and it ends up making it, you know, making it more challenging, which is good. That's one of those things that I feel like is missing in some open world games, where they try their best to make, you know, good, interesting races, but I feel like sometimes everything ends up being very samey. You know, whereas this one, everything's just slightly different, and there's always these little subtle challenges in spots. Oh, come on. Get on the freaking road.
At the next intersection, turn left. Turn left.
Into the really crazy parts. Keep speed up through here.
At the next intersection, turn right. Turn right.
We have enough speed to do this. 2.6 miles. And another crazy turn to make.
At the next intersection, turn left. Turn left.
Yeah, we're definitely not going to make this. Even if I do make it, we're going to be penalized beyond the time here. Yeah, we're already over it. Damn. That's really hard. That's really, really hard. I think I penalized 30 seconds on top of it. Jesus. It was 6:44, so really just need a better car. Not a better car, but a faster car to do that is really what it comes down to. Heavy trophy. That's the one that doesn't work right. Let me try one more time and see if it works. It starts the thing here. Let me let it run through its test run for a second here. Oh, here we go. Now it's starting. Cool.
3, 2, 1, go!
I feel I know I'm the slowest car. It's not going to work out in this car. Far better ones.
the next intersection, turn left. Turn left.
Yeah, they will have far better cars. Upgrade my Chevy here to the different class, or just buy another Chevy of a bigger class. Plane overhead. Oh my god, we're topping out. We're topping out. 7 seconds behind the leader. Yeah. .8 seconds now. Yep, back to 7.2 seconds. Yeah, I'm in a very underpowered car for this. Grab yeah, I'll do that. We'll grab the Chevy here. Fifth rank. Let's go grab one. A higher class. Locations. Cadillac. Pontiac. Where is ship? There it is. Chevy and Saturn. What could we get? Group C, Group F, C, Group B. 197 miles per hour. Chevy Corvette Z06. Sure, I guess we'll take that. Get the expensive rims. Yes, the orange. And they can either have black interior or gray. Black or gray. I think gray. Probably. Okay. Let's go back up here. And where was that? Where was that challenge at? It's got to be down here because I didn't place on it, right? Yeah, here it is. Chevy Trophy. There we go. Do it. Let's do it. Uh-oh, it's broken again. So I gotta let it... Okay, so here's what we gotta do. If I let it play out the intro for a couple minutes, for like 30 seconds or whatever, then it actually loads the race properly. Do that. Will be the last race tonight, though. Okay. Down. Not it. Not it. That's it. Alright, let's let it run through its test run for a couple of seconds here. Okay, and let's see. Nope, broken again. It wasn't, when I was close by it, it wasn't broken now. So, maybe let's drive down to the actual start. Or I'll teleport to an area near it. We'll drive to the start and then do it. That's the one there. So we'll go here. We're facing the wrong way. Yeah. This way. There, now it's working. I was able to load it in better.
3, 2, 1, go!
Now we got a much faster lead off.
At the next intersection, turn left.
Insane cars us. Alright. We're putting some distance behind us here. Wow, 4.7 seconds. Squirrely there. Keep going. 7.5 seconds ahead now. 9.1 seconds. Alright. Just going flat out here. For the most part. Boom. To the end. 2:10:66. We completed it in. And I don't know if the other guys even come across the line yet. 20 grand in our pockets. Cool beans. We got a nice fast car too. But that'll do it for tonight, my friends. Save there. Good. All right. Yep, that'll do it for tonight for Test Drive Unlimited. Hope everyone has enjoyed. I'll be back tomorrow night with some more Test Drive Unlimited, and then Thursday and Friday I will be jumping into the DLC for Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning. So we'll be getting back into that again and see what we can do there. And then Saturday and Sunday we're back to a normal schedule. So Saturday afternoon and Sunday afternoon we're doing some coding. That is the story as I know it right now, my friends. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I hope everyone has an excellent morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on what it is for you. And I hope to see you back here again in the future for some more stuff, whatever happens to suit your fancy. Until then, see you, bye.
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow?
Yo!